In this barbering industry, it's very important that you pay attention who you listen to. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. And sometimes people could have the best interest at heart, but they don't know the route that you want to go or exactly what God has called you to do. I'll talk about this briefly in terms of my own personal story when it comes down to this. I had a bunch of barbers around me. When I first moved into a barbershop, obviously I spoke to every single barber that I knew when I was thinking about getting into cutting hair. And one of the things that we have to take into account when we're taking advice from anybody is, are they in the position that I want to be in? Are they living a life that I want to be living? And if we're being realistic, when it comes to this barbering industry, the majority of the people that we have around us are people who've been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years. And that was my case too. The people that I would speak to, either they were just getting in the game, there was new barbers just like me, or they was OGs. They've been doing this forever. And one of the things that I realized is I do not want to be an OG barber. I do not want to cut hair for 15, 20 years. So if you are one of those barbers where you feel like, bro, I don't want to be cutting hair for 15 to 20 years, this is probably a video that you should watch, because I'm going to tell you everything that I would be careful for when it comes to advice that those types of people give, and just giving you a better path of like, all right, which route should I actually go, right? So me, just so you guys can see, I am a barber who actually retired at 22 years old. I don't cut hair anymore. I took the brand that I built from barbering and I moved to Dominican Republic, right? I have a bunch of videos explaining my move, why I moved, why I retired. So if you want to watch that, you want more information on that, you can go watch those videos. But this is how I live. And I make over $20,000 a month living here in Dominican Republic, specifically Las Terrenas. And if this is a life that you see yourself living, you don't want to see yourself stuck behind a chair, then you should probably listen to the advice that I have, because like I said, you must listen to people who are in the position that you want to be in, right? So for myself, I'm going to take this back from the start. That way you guys can understand that I went through the same journey that you're on right now. I had a lot of barbers telling me about the barbering industry, and they gave me all this bad advice that deep down I knew it wasn't good, but they were somewhat in the position that I thought I wanted to be in terms of they're making more money than me. Just because someone is making more money than you does not mean that that should be your end goal, exactly what they tell you. So one of the things that I learned very early on that I shouldn't be doing is putting all of my attention into just learning how to cut hair. One thing that I noticed when it came to the people that were around me, the OG barbers, is they were so focused on skill set and skill set and skill set, but they were 15 years in, 20 years in, and they still weren't the best barbers in the game. And they were nowhere near being the best barbers, being rich, being successful. And that to me clearly pointed that success does not come from skill set. Even though many people want to talk about skill set and this and that, it is not the recipe to success. The recipe to success, truthfully, is getting people to see your value and raising your value. The best way that I saw people doing that, at least in the barbering industry, from the people that I looked at and that I look up to, was on social media. If a barber is telling you to do anything but to be on social media, I would not recommend listening to a barber like that. If you want this type of life, or even remotely close to it, if you just want freedom, I highly recommend that you get on social media. If any barber is telling you, yeah, just pass out business cards, go to the mall, stand outside by the mall, and just tell everybody that you're a barber, everyone that you talk to be a barber, that you're a barber, cool. But if that's all they're telling you to do, and they can't tell you how to post content, how to be on social media, how to attract clients, other than in person, I guarantee you that's a recipe to success, and that mindset is exactly why they're stuck in the same position, right? So the way that you market yourself, we're gonna number that number one. Number one is the way that you market yourself. You have to be on social media. You have to solve problems. I've spoken about this in countless videos, and if you want me to go more in depth on that, go watch some of my other videos. I speak about this all the time. Solving problems on video is what's gonna attract clients into your chair through social media. Social media is not a platform where you just post pictures of your haircuts or tell people that you're a barber or post funny skits and videos. People do not care about that. They need to know that you actually solve a problem, whether that's big transformations, patchy beards, bad hairlines, whatever the case may be. You know your expertise, but you need to find people who are looking for that expertise in order for you to go viral, in order for you to turn content into clients. All right. Number two, pricing. I'm not one of these people that says, oh, you gotta charge what you're worth. Fuck what you think you're worth. It's about what the clientele that you already serve believes you're worth, right? One of the fastest ways to raise your demand is, again, by social media. But the reason I say demand is because your pricing is not dependent on what you feel you're worth or your skill set. It's completely dependent on how much demand you're in. How many people are trying to get a haircut by you? If you're doing over 160 haircuts a month, which is 40 haircuts a week, I would highly recommend that you go up in your price. If you haven't created any social media content, go up $5-10. But if you are creating content and you already have a flow of, let's say 20 to 40 people, you can go up $15-20. It's gonna take a little drop for a little bit, but what you're doing is you're getting rid of your cheap clientele and you're bringing in new clientele that already likes what you're doing, that already knows that you're worth that higher price point. So you're attracting higher paying clients by getting rid of those old clients. Old barbers will always tell you to be very careful, and they will never tell you to go up by more than $5. But the reason why that is a trap is because you're gonna lose so much clientele, or you're going to make the same amount of money if you do the same thing, and that $5 price raise is gonna almost seem pointless. So we say go up by 10, 15, 20 because we're looking at the upside, not the downside of, oh, we're gonna lose clients. Their mindset has to be, okay, but I'm going to gain higher paying clients. You have to believe that if you continue to market the way that you're supposed to, you continue to be on social media, then you are going to gain the clientele right back, right? That's the whole point of this. Because if you do not want to stay stuck, if you do not want to stay trapped 15, 20 years behind a chair, you have to take a risk. You have to take a chance. And most OG barbers will never tell you to take that risk or take that chance, because someone who's comfortable is always going to tell you, hey, bro, play it safe, because you are a mirror to the things that they didn't do. You mirror their insecurities. I had instances in the barbershop where I had a barbershop owner telling me, oh no, don't raise your prices. You're gonna mess up your business. You're gonna mess everything up. Your business is gonna tank. But look how I'm living. Don't listen to people who are not in the position that you aspire to be in. I don't want to be a 20-year veteran in barbering, and that's what I wasn't, bro. I spent 4 years cutting hair, and now I'm living the dream, right? So number 2 would be raising your prices, bro. Raise your prices like a G. Put in the work and raise your prices according to what your clientele is telling you. If you booked out in advance, a week in advance, raise them prices, bro. There's no way you're gonna attract new clients if the people who are trying to book with you that are new have to wait a week and a half, 2 weeks to get in your chair, bro. People want it to be active, bro. And those people that truly been coming to you for a while, they should be grateful that you're raising your prices to make sure that you could fit in those people. The ones that truly value you are gonna pay those higher prices. And you're gonna get rid of those people that just come to you for a little cleanup and they don't really value your work and they're late anyway. Think about all those clients that are already late, that don't really value you, don't really tip. Do you really wanna keep those type of people in your business? No, you don't, bro. And those are the people that's holding you back from finding more people like the people that you already like cutting. So you got to get rid of people, man. If you want good, you got to get rid of the bad. That's the only way that you're going to be able to grow in this industry, right? And the reason why I say raise your prices and not cut faster is because your time is a asset. But at the same time, it's an asset that's constantly diminishing that you will never get back. So you have to leverage money and not your time. Your body is going to start tanking. Your time is always going to, if your time is always allocated to how much work you put in, you're always gonna lose. So the only way that you could win is by raising your prices, making it sky high, right? It's like thirdly, right? We're in number 3, I believe so. Thirdly, you wanna surround yourself with a community of people that's like-minded, that's doing the same thing. Surround yourself with hustlers. Surround yourself with people that's doing what you're doing. If you stay surrounded around the OG barbers, you're always going to lose. I'm telling you, you do not want to be around people who are okay with being comfortable, who are okay with where they're at. Make sure you're in a barber shop, or you got barber friends, or they don't even got to be barbers, bro. Get around people that's on social media, period. And it's going to motivate you to want to be better, to want to do more. If you are okay with just going to the shop, sitting around, scrolling on your phone, you're not going to make it, bro. Even though that's what every single OG barber out there is doing. I'm telling you guys this because I lived it, because I seen it for myself. Those barbers are still in the same barbershop, cutting the same heads with the same clients, bro, charging the same prices. Meanwhile, I'll take so many risks to get here, and it's so fucking worth it, bro. I'm out here sweating. But boy, I'd rather be sweating in DR than sweating behind the chair in a barbershop. So those are the 3 things that I would say is the most important thing, bro. Raising your prices, your marketing, and then your community. Get around people that's really doing it. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference. Those days where you don't feel like going, where you don't feel like doing the most, it just raises your standard on what's acceptable for the day. I remember when I first started cutting hair. Just going to the shop and cutting hair was a good day for me. But it got to the point when I started creating content, I don't care if I was fully booked up, bro. If I didn't create not one video, I felt like a loser. I felt like a loser because I know from this one video, I could get 10, 15, 20 clients. Meaning if I'm charging 40 bucks and I get 15, 20, let's say 20 clients for easy math off of this one video, which is definitely possible. 20 clients off of one video. How much money is that? That's $800 in my pocket from one $40 client. Now, if you stack those up over time, you stack videos like that up, you have a business that is in full demand. Now, when you're in demand, the only way that you can supply, since you can't do more time, or at least I don't recommend it as a businessman, since you can't do more time, what you're gonna do is you're gonna increase the price. The price is gonna give you the leverage to make more money, work less, and still be able to build up the business, man. That's the recipe for success. So if you're a barber that's stuck at making 3 to 5K, 2 to 5K a month, this is where you should start. Marketing, community, and raising that price if you got the clientele for it. Don't be scared, man. God is on your side. God loves you. And if you feel like it's the right time, then it's probably the right time. But go watch my other videos. Learn how to market your business. I'm telling you, it's the #1 thing that you can do. Don't listen to these old heads that don't know what they're talking about. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.